Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode number 21 of Chilled and Killed, a true crime podcast where we discuss a crime over a glass of wine or two. We're your hosts, Sam
and Amanda.
And this week we are discussing the story about a woman and mother who snapped after years of claimed abuse. And I'm interested because Panda researched this one, so I actually have no idea what we're talking about.
It's going to be a good one.
Yeah.
And for this week's wine, we have Prayers of Sinners, which is a red blend. And actually, I hope I zoom in on that.
It's a cool bottle.
It's a cool bottle. It's wild. There's a lot happening. But we're also going to post a picture on Instagram, so go check that out.
I was actually at Total Wine the other day, and I saw this one, and I'm like, crap, Panda showed me this bottle, not thinking that this is the one that we were going to drink this week.
Yep.
And I was almost going to buy it just for, another... It's cool. It's
really
so cool.
There's, tentacles and buildings on fire and skulls.
There's a lot going on. There's, a person in a business suit, but he's also his half skeleton.
So, yeah. So, all right.
It should be good. Okay.
All right. That was the longest intro we've ever done.
I know.
That's okay. All right.
That's because I had to put my 2 cents in.
That's okay.
Always.
That's good. That's what makes us us.
True.
All right, ready? Let's open her up.
Crack her open.
Crack her open.
I feel like that's our motto.
It is.
Crack her open.
Crack her open.
And while she is cracking her open, I am going to promote us even more. We still have Chilled and Killed bottles and glass.
Oh, sorry,
not bottles. This is a wine glass.
Yep.
And we also have rocks glasses that Panda has hand etched. They're pretty cool. Panda, zoom in for me.
I'll zoom in.
Thank you. And if you guys want them, just go onto our Instagram, Facebook, message us, and we can get them to you.
Mm-hmm.
Probably not if you live outside of the United States. That'd be a little difficult. But if you're in the United States, we can probably easily get it to you.
Yeah, I don't really know what, international shipping laws are, but...
Yeah. And with glass, I feel like you really have to pack that tight.
Yes. I did ship one to... Where did I ship that to? To Amanda. Kentucky? When she won? Was that Kentucky?
Kentucky or
I think
Carolinas?
it was Kentucky. No, I think it was Kentucky.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, one made it safely that far.
Good point. I'm so excited.
This is a weird-looking cork. Oh, that's a bad start.
Uh-oh.
Oh, God. I went way wonky. It's okay. Guess what? Shit happens when you open wine sometimes. And we're going to try to push through.
Good point. It'll work. Oh, ow.
I pinched myself.
I saw the facial expression and what you did.
Okay. Wow. Don't do that. That hurt a lot. Ow, look at my pinch mark.
Oh, you got yourself good.
Yeah.
Ow.
Well, price you pay to drink some wine.
Okay. Well, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
That is
cool.
true.
The cork has the skeleton, the praying skeleton on it. That's cool.
You've got to keep that one.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
Keep them all.
Yeah. You even have the Juggernaut one.
Yep.
With the lion head.
Yep. Isn't it cool?
Yeah.
I love keeping the corks and apparently the bottles.
Love it.
Guess what? We're going to aerate it today.
Ooh, we're going fancy.
We're going to try. Okay. And, okay.
See,
there's something less elegant about this.
Yeah, it just doesn't sound that great. I'm sorry. Because usually it's a glug, 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 not a...
If you want to take it out, feel free.
Nah, it's fine.
It is harder to pour it because I was trying to make sound. Tastes good?
I literally got a drop.
Oh, okay.
So we shall see. Go ahead. Try it out.
Okay.
Try it out.
Try it out. Try it out, man.
Try it out, man.
I like it. It's crisp.
Crisp.
Mm-hmm.
A crisp red?
Mm-hmm.
Like a summertime red? Crisp? Or what?
Try it and let me know if you think it's the same thing. I couldn't take that out. That looks ridiculous. Do you get crisp or am I crazy? I could be wrong.
No, I see why you're saying that.
There's something about the way it feels.
It's like, it kind of tastes like it's cold.
Mm-hmm.
But
well,
it's not.
been in this room, which is not heated well, but it's still...
It tastes like it's cold.
Yeah. It's,
That made no sense.
No, I know what you mean. Though. It feels cool, like chilled. Like chilled and killed.
Ah. Is it just feeling like it's chilled maybe because it's cold?
But it's not cold. It's been in this room.
But has this room been cold?
The heat is on in this room.
Oh.
So, no.
I
don't know, but okay. Beyond that, what is the flavor? What are we getting?
Watermelon. No, I'm joking. I'm totally joking. Cut all of that.
No.
Shit.
Because initially when I said it's crisp,
I know
it
what you
gave
mean.
me like an apple snap crisp feel. Bite. Something to an apple, but it doesn't taste like an apple. But like tart, I guess, because it's like a Granny Smith apple.
Yeah, but it's not even really tart. I know what you're saying. Like it is, but it's also like, I don't know. I don't know. It's very good.
I really like it.
Like, maybe I'm thinking refreshing. I don't know.
It's
it is
not
good.
Heavy.
I don't know why crisp just threw me off, but
Okay. Well, when I did look this up online before, the description that the website said was that this red blend is a smooth and luxurious red wine. This broody red is deeply layered with blackberry, dark fruit, violet, and cocoa.
maybe the violet is causing you to have that crisp.
But it also
Crisp.
goes on to say a versatile wine that can be enjoyed with beef, mole tacos, roasted peppers, and molten chocolate cake. And if that's not the strangest definition I've ever heard of wine.
True, but now that I'm picturing this with a molten chocolate cake,
Yeah, right? I can see it now that I've
I
had it.
can. Mhm.
But beef and mole tacos and roasted peppers and then chocolate cake.
I wouldn't ever think to drink like wine with tacos.
No, but also, no, margaritas with tacos only.
Yeah.
I want-
Always. And a beer,
yeah.
maybe.
Maybe a beer.
But yeah.
Or a beer in my marg.
A Corona style.
Yeah. That's really the best.
Yeah. No, I do really like this. I think it kind of, the description of it kind of nails it. It's very smooth. And
It is, yeah.
It is, I would say luscious. Or what does it say? Luxurious?
Luxurious red wine.
Luxurious.
And I could get the like dark fruit because that's
Dark
kind of
fruit.
what red wine is.
Yeah. I never get cocoa. But
No. But you're never going to get like a red wine that tastes like cantaloupe either.
yeah.
I mean, it's always going to be a dark fruit, but
I kind of see what you're saying about the apples though.
right?
And that crisp like honeydew, not honeydew, because honeydew is kind of watery. Honey crisp.
Yeah, something
Snapdragon.
a tart apple.
Yeah. But it's
Without
weird though,
being
because
apple.
it's also smooth.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
It's very drinkable.
Yeah. And I was gonna say it's very complex, but I don't think it's that complex.
I don't either.
Because it's like one just constant flavor. But it's good if you're looking for, what is this? Is it a red blend?
Yep.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say if you're looking for a cab, this is definitely not a cab. But if
No.
you're looking, I would say this is probably a pretty good, like, maybe not starter wine, but like one step up.
Maybe.
Like, it's not crazy sweet.
No, but it's not really
It's not
that
so dry that it's like crap if I'm trying to first start drinking red wines. Like,
Yeah, no, because this wouldn't turn you off immediately with the
No.
the vampire wine, if you will.
Yeah,
this is not
vampire-y at all.
No.
It doesn't blood suck.
Nope.
It's good. I like it a lot.
Yeah. I would recommend this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So.
It's an easy drink. It's not, you don't get any like alcohol-y flavor at the end.
No.
It's just very smooth, very berry flavored, filled. Berry flavored, filled.
Yeah.
And
very good.
Yeah.
And Vicky got it for us. So
Thank you, Vicky. You did it again.
Yeah. And it's really good.
And it's a cool fucking bottle.
Yeah, it is. So, okay. Well,
that's all we got.
Yeah.
Definitely buy this one.
Yeah.
And there you go. That's all you need to know.
Let us know what you guys think. I know this bottle is going to be drank tonight. So.
Oh.
Okay, so this case is about Susan Wright. I almost just said Susan Powell. That is a different Susan. But Susan Wright we're talking about
Another
today.
relevant case. But
It is, yeah. But okay, so Susan Wright, you don't listen to Morbid. I don't really think you
I
have.
have listened to them.
But they just did a couple episodes ago. They released a lot of episodes, but a couple episodes ago they just released this.
Okay.
Which is what like piqued my interest in this, and I just kind of knew that I could cover this still without you knowing the case.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
always.
Because, well, you don't really have a commute anymore, so you don't really listen to podcasts that much anymore.
A commute for that reason.
But that's where I found this case. And let me tell you, this case really is quite a doozy. Because it's a female murderer. And that just doesn't really happen
My
often.
ears perked up.
Yeah, it's cool. But it's not
never
cool.
get, like, not never, but it's so rare that you will have a female murderer. Because they're always so compassionate and cozy, and I'm female, and
Or they're fucking psycho, which is this. So
I'm excited.
So
I hope you guys are excited. I'm excited.
So Susan was born April 24th, 1967 in Houston, Texas. So that's good. Growing up in Texas. 1976 in Texas. So sorry. Can't
I was
read.
like, I read wrong. You read right.
I read
Who
wrong.
read wrong?
Me. So yes, 1976. And she was really just like an average student growing up. She was pretty self-conscious.
Okay.
She had a few boyfriends here and there. She was just kind of like looking for the male attention though. Like she needed that like male approval, if you will.
Okay.
And like for reference, at one point in high school, she had lost a lot of weight because one of her boyfriends commented about her weight. So like she was very self-conscious, and she just
Poor move, man.
True, don't do that.
Don't do that.
So when but like there's not a ton on her backstory. So we do know that when she got a little older, when she was 18, she went to work as a topless dancer for a little bit. But she did not like it, and so she didn't do it for very long. And hey, like, girl, you do you. Whatever. I don't care. Like, I don't want to per se do that, but whatever pays the bills.
Yeah, no. But hey, you got to take care of yourself, then go for it.
Then do it.
No judgment.
Nope. And then, so in 1997, she was working at a restaurant as a waitress in Galveston.
Okay.
And that's where she would meet her future husband, Jeffrey Wright.
He sounds creepy.
Was 29 and she was 20.
Okay. Well,
it's a bit of a gap, but it's not awful.
Yeah.
But it's a little more than is conventional.
Yeah.
But that's okay. Sometimes things work out like that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say this one did, though.
Oh.
Well, I don't know. We'll see, won't we?
You know.
When it was 1998 and Susan and Jeffrey got married. It was about 2-ish years after they'd met, and they happened to be 8 months pregnant when they were married.
Oh.
Yeah.
So.
They did the thing.
You did the thing before the thing.
Yeah. Yes. And
Some
was pretty
people
young.
would be frowned upon, say they blah, blah,
Yeah,
blah, blah.
some might say that's not great, but
Yes.
you know, that's another you do you boo kind of thing. I don't really care what you do.
Yeah.
But I would just wait at that point because I don't want to be pregnant and be getting married. I don't want my wedding dress to be me pregnant, 8 months pregnant.
Yeah, that's it's not even disguised.
No.
True.
But so together they do have 2 kids. Bradley was 4.
Question.
Yeah.
Is she still alive?
She is still alive.
Okay.
Yep.
Anyway, go on.
So they had Bradley, who was 4, and Kaylee, who was 1, almost 2 at the time of all of this that goes down.
Okay.
So Bradley was the one that she was pregnant with when she got married.
Okay.
So Susan did claim that a few years into their marriage that Jeff was abusing her and that he was doing drugs like cocaine and stuff. So that's not
a
great.
good move.
No.
All right, Jeffree Star.
Jeffree Star. That's a person. You know that, right?
I'm thinking Patrick Star.
Oh.
Forget me.
Do you know who that is?
I think I do.
Yeah.
But I totally meant Patrick Star.
I believe you 100%, actually.
Okay.
Because you wouldn't know Jeffree Star enough
I've
to say
heard
that.
the name, and I can put a face to the name, but the face in my head was Patrick.
It's even better that way, actually.
Anyway, go on.
So anyways, she'd actually told the court that in their 5 years of marriage that she had endured his sadistic, controlling, and belittling persona, and he would kick and punch her when she didn't do what he wanted, and that he would also sexually assault her whenever he wanted to. So she literally said this on the witness stand. Like, she's really claiming that this relationship was awful.
Wait, okay, thoughts.
Yeah.
1, that's terrible.
Yes.
2, the witness stand after what went down, or witness stand for something else?
Nope, after what went down, went down. But I just wanted you to get the vibe of the relationship.
Okay, I understand. Not cool, man. All right.
So Susan actually, like, I don't know. She didn't seem great. Let's just say, like, she herself, I feel like this was not one-sided, but there's always 3 sides to a story, right? Her side, his side, and the truth. So we'll never actually know all of the story. But
okay.
She claims everything was a self-defense move.
Ooh, okay.
Her whole thing is self-defense.
Okay.
So let's just keep that in mind when we go through. Was it self-defense? Did she snap? Let's decide. So let's look at the evidence, okay?
Okay. I'm excited because in my mind now, I'm like, okay, this is going one certain way, and I'm curious to see if there's a complete, yeah. So I'm down. Let's go.
Okay, so
this wine is great, by the way.
It's very good. Monday night, January 13th, 2003. Susan killed Jeffrey.
That's where I thought it was going.
Yep. She killed this motherfucker. Susan admitted in court, quote, "I threw my hands up, then I grabbed the knife, and I started kicking him with my right knee. His grasp on the knife loosened just a little bit, and I got it from him." She said she first stabbed him in the neck, and then she kept stabbing him because, quote, "I knew that the second I stopped that he was going to kill me."
How do you kick somebody with your right knee? Was she like that is so hard to do. That's the one thing I picked up on compared to like
that is
when looking at the stabbings and whatnot. But like, first off, was she on the ground and then she just? I'm confused. Keep going.
Yeah. So it's hard to say what made her do this for certain. We do know that earlier that day she had witnessed Jeffrey coming home from boxing lessons. And she claimed that he was high on cocaine as well. And then she said that Jeffrey tried to get Bradley to box with him. Keep in mind that Bradley's 4 years old, so not really. You can fight with play. You can play. You can teach your child how to play box, right? But don't really come at them.
Yeah, don't hit a 4-year-old.
Box with your 4-year-old.
Yeah.
So, but
don't hit any age child.
No, that's
but
true.
Still,
like, please don't. There's no child abuse. If you're playing boxing with your children, like, you're not boxing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, let's just hope this was accidental, but I don't know. But supposedly he knocked Bradley in the face with his fist, and
holy crap,
that's not accidental.
No, like because if you're boxing with your child, you're not intentionally trying to punch them in the face.
No. You should not be.
No.
So
you're right, you should not be.
Yeah. So I don't
know other people's minds, but
it's not a great look, I'll say. And I'm not a parent, but I can still imagine that seeing your husband basically punching your 4-year-old in the face would be very angering. Like,
oh my God, yeah.
And she definitely told him that he needed to get his anger under control and he needed to get help.
Okay.
Then Jeffrey ordered Susan to, he ordered Susan to go to bed and he proceeded to rape her.
Oh.
So then, according to Susan, after he ordered her and he raped her, according to Susan, he left the room for a few minutes and then returned with a butcher knife and shouted, "Die, bitch." Okay. This is where the above quote that I had said comes in, where she said, "I threw my hands up and then I grabbed the knife and I started kicking him with my right knee. His grasp on the knife loosened just a little bit and I got it from him because she...
Wait, so then she kept stabbing him with a butcher knife?
Well, hold on.
Just multiple sides to the story?
Just stay with this one.
Okay.
All right. So, and also, I don't want to say that a woman can't do something, but if a grown-ass man comes into the room with a butcher knife, it seems highly unlikely that you, a petite woman, are going to somehow kick him and get the knife away from him with your knee. That's a weird kick.
It is a weird kick.
It involves being extremely close to the body.
Okay, I see what you're saying, yes. However, I think if you have an adrenaline rush between you see your child get punched in the face and then somebody's coming at you with a knife, I would hope to think that I would just, like, immediately jump in and be like, I would know how to handle myself, even if I was smaller than him.
It's possible. This is why I wanted to tell you it in a certain way so that I get your actual... Like, I want to know what you really think. Yeah, like, because I...
Right now, to me, it sounds like a self-defense case. It sounds like, okay... Which I'm curious to see where it goes, because it's like, okay, well, if... And maybe it's how you're presenting it, but it's like, if he's going to rape and abuse you and also abuse your children, come home high on cocaine after he's already kind of aggressive because he just got this dopamine rush and cocaine rush after he had his boxing class. If that's what happened, I totally get what you're saying, where you're like, okay, well, it's a one-sided story right now. But if that is the actual truth to what happened, and then he comes in, he rapes you, so he's demoralizing you, and then this isn't the first time it's happened, so now you're getting pent-up rage, and you also just saw your child get abused, I could see how it's... You're coming at me with a butcher knife. I really don't feel like dealing with this crap anymore. So it's self-defense.
I could see that.
That's the vibe I get.
Okay, you've built up a good side there. That's good.
Okay,
I'd like to
explore
see where this goes. Yeah.
Okay.
So
I'm interested.
Now, while this is all occurring, one of the saddest things that I have to report, I think, is that while murder is terrible, your 4-year-old son knocking on the door of the bedroom during the middle of this is worse.
Oh, no.
Because she had literally already stabbed him to death. She took the knife and she was stabbing the shit out of him, and Bradley came and knocked on the door. And she was convinced that Jeffrey was going to get back up after all of this. Like, he's likely dead at this point, but she's convinced that he's not and that he's going to get up and come after her. So she used a necktie to tie Jeffrey's arm to the bed, hid the knife, and walked Bradley back to bed.
Okay.
She's got to be covered in blood.
Yeah.
She's been stabbing a person repeatedly. Like, this poor child wakes up because, I don't know, maybe he hears a commotion.
Something. Yeah.
And she goes to put him back to bed.
Covered
like nothing ever happened.
Okay.
It's like, what kind of childhood trauma is that?
Well,
yeah.
That's a whole nother story.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't even want to...
But the murder just doesn't end there. That's the thing.
Wait, really?
Really. So she walks to the kitchen after putting Bradley to bed. She grabbed another knife, and she claimed that she thought that Jeffrey would have found the first one and he would surely use it to kill her. Even though she hid it and tied him to the bed and he was probably already dead.
Okay.
And By the way, the first or the second, not sure which, but one of the two knives that she used, she was stabbing him so forcefully that the tip of one of them broke off in his head and was there. It was there. Like, she broke the knife in his head.
Holy crap.
Yeah. She said, quote, "I knew he was going to kill me, and I was so scared because I didn't want to die. I started stabbing him again." She said she began stabbing his legs for all the times that he'd kicked her, and she stabbed his penis for all the times that he made me have sex, and I didn't want to.
Okay, so my thought is, I have two thoughts.
Okay.
First thought is, I can justify her going back to, justify might be a wrong word. I can see why, if she believed that he was still alive, why she would go back to get something else as another round of self-defense, kind of, because if you're pent up on the fact that, like I've heard stuff before where it's like, okay, you're just so into it's a very bad word too.
But I think she was into it.
It sounds like she was.
Yeah.
But was it because there's this rage now of, you've done all these torturous things to me over the years, that now, like, you're just so scared of the fact that this person has abused you so much that, like, he's almost invincible? So it's like, he could still be alive. Like, he's so powerful, whatever, like, I could not have killed this man or taken him down. You're totally not agreeing with this. But
no, because I didn't read you the next sentence. So finish that.
Okay,
and then
wait.
I would like to... No, finish that, and then I want to read you this next sentence.
And my entire viewpoint's going to change.
Maybe.
Okay.
Mine did.
Okay. So, I lost my train of thought.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. Yeah, so I kind of understand, like, okay, she went down for more self-defense. That's skewing it greatly. Like, I also can see and understand the other side of the case where it's like, no, you went down for another, like, murder weapon.
Right.
So, like, but let's go with this. She went down, more self-defense, more, like, power of, I really think this man is going to kill me, whatever.
Okay.
And then my second thought. What was the last thing you said? His legs and stabbing him in other areas.
And his penis.
That to me says you have now realized that he is dead, and it is turning into a rage kill compared to a self-defense kill.
That's where I wanted you to end up. However,
I can see how it would turn into that.
So I can too.
If this is truthfully what had happened. Hey,
I don't
know where we got on that, but like, if it was self-defense and then you're like, okay, he's dead, and now I'm just so angry at everything he's done for me. Like, I said justify before. I do not want to justify killing another human by any means.
Good, yeah.
That is not what I'm trying to say. I'm just trying to see it in the point of a self-defense case.
Okay. So, here's my question for you.
Okay.
How many, approximately, how many stab wounds would you find appropriate, give or take, for a self-defense attack?
That's a great question, because I know the number is going to be a lot higher than what.
Because, granted, there's definitely not a correct answer here, so, like, you can't be wrong with your answer, but when I tell you the number of stabs that she did,
it's going to be blow my mind.
It put it far out of I'm scared and I need to attack, and far into rage killing to me.
Okay. So, I feel like if I was in this terrible circumstance,
right,
where I'm getting abused, I see my child get abused, I would probably, and it was an instance of self-defense. We are pointing that out, not just because I.
Right, like,
yeah.
Like, you're literally, he has a knife, he's coming to
kill me.
You somehow get the knife from him,
yeah,
and take over.
And it is, like, strictly a self-defense case. I think no more than, like, I'm kind of throwing a number out there, and then no more than 10, and then I would grab my children and get out of the house.
Thank you. Okay, you ready?
I wouldn't put my child to sleep if I think this man is potentially still alive.
Is going to attack you again? Yeah, no.
I would, yeah. And because then if I'm dead, then there's nobody to protect my children, my 2 under 5-year-old children. So I would do what I had to do, whether he was dead or alive, and then I would leave.
Okay. I agree with that.
I don't want to know what the next number is.
She stabbed him 193 times.
I was going to say at least 200.
193 times, okay? 41 to his face. That is rage killing.
That is rage killing.
23 to his neck. So he probably almost was decapitated. 46
with a butcher knife.
With 2 different knives, 2 kitchen knives. No, but 46 cuts to his chest, 22 to his abdomen, 19 to his legs, 23 to his arms, 1 to his back, and 7 in his pubic area. If you're attacking in self-defense, I'm sorry, but you're probably not going to just go up and down the body.
Yeah, no.
That doesn't make sense.
No. That easily turned to a rage kill.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's where I started to be like, I'm sorry, what?
Okay.
Your situation can be really bad, and I get that. Like, I'm not victim blaming her for her situation she was in, but 193 stab wounds looks bad.
It does look bad.
Not good.
Yeah, no.
So, after all that, when she was finally satisfied that he was dead, she testified in court that...
So, yeah, how did this... You might get into it, but, like, does it go into, like, did she go to the police? Did somebody else go to the police?
Oh, I'll get into it. I'm just giving you her little snippets of why she did what she did and such. I'm going a little in and out in this case just to give you her side, kind of, you know, because it was interesting, because I found a website, which I have linked in the show notes, that had an interview with her with direct quotes while she was still in jail. So that is what I'm reading. All these quotes are from that exact thing.
Oh, you saw her speaking?
It's all typed, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, these are all 100% her words, so.
Okay.
So when she was finally satisfied that he was dead, she did testify that she cut the tie that she had tied him to the bed with, pulled his body off the bed, which somehow knocked into the nightstand. I mean, I guess that might knock into the nightstand, but somehow that knocked a candle over and spilled wax onto him in a very particular region, according...
his pubic area?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just, like, centralized to that area?
Yeah. It doesn't work like that.
No.
And also, most candles... Well, anyway. So, when I was listening to Morbid, they both questioned this, saying that and it is valid to question this, because they had just said that they said that the wax was on his quote-unquote scrotum. And there's just literally no way for it to spill so perfectly onto one particular location by bumping the table. Because if you bumped a table and you, like, wine, let's say, liquid, you bump this, it's going everywhere.
Yeah.
It can't just fall on your balls.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So it's just another lots of little things are going to just get you turning here where you're like, but that doesn't add up.
Yeah, that doesn't add up.
That's one thing. That's a start. That doesn't add up.
That to me still says rage, where it's like, okay, she wanted to, if rape was still happening, like if she was still getting raped, then it's like, okay, that's a, what is that called? It's like a...
I don't know what you mean.
It's like where you purposefully, like, mutilate one, like, certain part of their body because... Would that be...
Don't yell at me. Is that sadism? I don't think so. Like...
No.
Wendy.
No, because sadism is it, like, her getting
so mass...
sexual gratification from...
what's the other word? S&M.
No.
Masochism?
Masochism, what is that?
Isn't
the tendency to derive pleasure, especially sexual gratification from one's own. I don't know if we're going to know if she had any of this, because she's probably not going to touch upon if she, like,
had. Okay, and even if it's not, like, I don't know.
Whatever.
I don't know, but I'm just saying, like, spilling wax and not all over something is just not how that would happen, so keep that in mind.
I'm thinking it's, like, kind of like a, it's like a rage thing, but it's like a kind of like a screw you for doing this. Maybe. I'm going to torture you. But, like, I
have a different process to that, but we'll touch on that later.
Okay.
So, she then, after she dragged his body off the bed and bumped the table, she then brought like a little dolly or hand truck into the bedroom to wheel his body out.
Girl.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Now she used a different tie to tie his hand to the dolly, and the string, the little rope string to close your bathrobe, she used that to make sure that he didn't fall off of it. Yeah, she tied his body to this goddamn...
And what were you planning on doing with his body?
Oh, I'll tell you. So, Jeffrey had very unfortunately dug his own grave.
What do you mean?
I mean that he had been digging out a hole in the backyard a couple months earlier to put in a little water fountain thing, but that project was just never finished. So there was a little bit of a hole in the ground. So she brought him on this dolly down into their backyard, put his body into the hole, and which is really not like, he was 6'2". He was no small man. Okay, that's a big task. Because dead weight is a legit thing. Like, that's a lot. And then she covered his body, sort of, with dirt.
Okay. That's where it turns for me.
Oh, it gets worse.
But,
that's where it turned? That's your
where
turning
it just turned for me.
Okay, yeah. Because if it was self-defense, you'd have no problem calling 911 immediately.
Yeah. And she planned that. Mm-hmm. Like, you knew. Okay, so she definitely saw the hole in the ground and was like, this is a great idea.
Yeah. And I have a dolly. I can get this motherfucker's body.
She put thought into that.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so, you would call 911.
Yeah, and say, my husband attacked me, and I'm sorry. Like, I didn't know what else to do. Yeah.
So this isn't even that long ago where it's like, oh, I can justify it because old days, you don't really call 911. No, you would call 911 if you killed your husband because of a self-defense attack.
Yes. Because if it was truly self-defense, you're going to be all right.
Yeah.
And you don't call 911 in self-defense is because it wasn't self-defense.
She had, yeah.
So we'll keep along here. So even still, this bitch goes, she was afraid he might, quote unquote, wake up.
After 196 stab wounds?
Yeah.
And wax to your area.
And being tied to the dolly, and being put in the backyard in a hole, and kind of covering him up. She still thought he was going to wake up. So she sat with a knife. Was she
like some sort of like manic?
Well, maybe. Because she sat awake with a knife for the rest of the night, afraid that if she went to bed, he would wake up and kill her.
Okay.
But she attempted to clean up the bedroom. She repainted the walls.
That night?
Within a short time frame.
Okay.
She repainted the walls to make them look clean. She took out a piece of the carpet because it was likely blood-stained.
Yeah.
But she did say or claim that she was in a fog or a daze, and she didn't tell anyone about killing him because she didn't or couldn't believe that he was dead and was still afraid of him.
So the only thing that I'm thinking now is like she was in some sort of psychotic, like she had a psychotic break, and now she was just in this like
fog that she claims she was in.
Yeah, she was in this like this zone where like she really felt like he was still alive. Who knows? She could have been hallucinating.
Do you clean up the crime scene when you don't believe it happened? Because you clearly believed that you did it.
That's a good point.
Like what can justify cleaning the carpet with your blood and cleaning the blood off the walls if you don't think you killed him?
Yeah. Okay.
It's kind of weird to me.
Fair.
But again, I'm not like I'm not specialized in this field or something. That's just my personal opinion. Like that doesn't make sense to me. But
yeah.
So the morning after she killed him, though, ready? She went to the police station to fill out a report for domestic abuse and get a restraining order.
What?
Against a dead man. She did not say, hey, I killed my husband. Nothing. No. She said, my husband's abusing me and I need a restraining order.
So she does something and I'm like, okay, maybe it's like, maybe she's genuinely like hallucinating and having like a serious mental problem. Yes. Like maybe she has some serious mental illness and she's paranoid and
sure. I can see both
envisioning
sides.
The body to be alive. And
Yeah.
Then she goes and does stuff like that, and it's like, okay, I can't defend you.
Right. Because,
Anyway.
again, she hasn't told anyone he's dead. But
Yeah.
she did say he's
And you
abusing
went to the
me.
police?
Yeah.
Like, you can't... Okay.
This needs more wine.
Has she ever done that in the past, you know? That might not... You might
No.
not.
She's got, to my knowledge, no criminal, record of anything. So I don't think she's ever gone to the police and filled out a criminal report for anything either. I think this is the first time.
See, to me, that says, like, okay, either a guilty conscience or she's trying to really, like, kind of be confident about it.
Or is she coping somehow? I don't know.
I don't know
It's
either.
still weird. It's not normal by any means to go get a restraining order on the man you just killed.
Yeah.
But 5 days later.
That doesn't make... I'm sorry. That doesn't make sense because, like, then I don't know how restraining orders really work, but, like, would they need to contact him?
Wouldn't you usually be served one? I don't know if they usually come in the mail. I don't know because I've never done this
I feel
process,
like you need to be, like, hand, like they need to make sure that you are aware, like, verbally aware. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. But I don't know because it didn't obviously matter. It didn't go anywhere because motherfucker was dead in the dirt. Like,
Half buried.
yeah. So eventually.
6'2" man, only 5 feet are buried.
Yeah. We're like, what the fuck, woman? I mean, come on.
Okay, 5 days
5
later.
days later. It was January 18th now. And she...
It's cold out. The ground is frozen.
Well, she's in Texas.
Oh, right. Okay,
So
never
maybe
mind.
not.
Ground is not frozen.
It is cold here. But there, she's probably okay.
Okay.
But I guess now she finally realized what the hell she'd done.
Okay.
So she called her attorney, his name is Neil Davis, and told him that she needed him to come to her house. That's kind of all. Come to my house. When he got there, she admitted to him that she had killed Jeffrey by stabbing him and burying him in the backyard. So she's aware she did it now, somehow. She came out of the fog. I don't know what it is, but now she's fully admitting to it.
Which, now I'm back on the train that maybe she really did have a mental health disorder.
I like that you're flip-flopping a lot.
I am flip-flopping, like, so much.
I kind of like it.
Really?
Because I did not flip-flop. I don't respect this woman in any sort of way.
Okay.
But that's fine. I like that you're on the other side. You're pulling
I'm going
in,
back and forth. Because
That's cool,
I don't have a set conclusion yet.
That's good. I like it. It's keeping it interesting.
Okay.
So, in the backyard, though, was the blood-soaked mattress, the headboard, the comforter, and the dolly that she used to get his body outside, obviously as well as his body in a hole.
Yeah. Where are the kids at this point?
In the house. I mean, they've been around.
They didn't, like, play in the backyard and find...
I swear to God, I hope not, but I don't know.
Okay.
I don't have an answer for that one, but I hope not. I know Bradley is old enough that this would really traumatize.
Yeah. I mean, remember the case we just covered where Sylvia was 2 years old and it was something so traumatizing? Your house burning down and your parents screaming and you're seeing your bloody mother walk out while your dad is stabbed to death.
Laying
Like,
there bloody.
You're going to remember that.
Yeah. It's going to mess you up.
Yeah.
Okay, so obviously Neil had an obligation to report this murder, so he did inform the Harris County District Attorney's Office. Now, here's my thing, because on January 24th, so that was on the 18th, so on the 24th, she turned herself in and was arraigned for murder charges, but why can you admit to someone...
Wait. Say that again.
On the 18th, Neil, she called him, said, hey, come to my house. He saw all of the shit in the backyard.
He reported it.
And then on the 24th, she turned herself in.
For murder charges? Mm-hmm. So she's not saying it was self-defense anymore?
She got charged with murder. She has to claim self-defense.
Okay. Oh, I see.
Yeah. So...
I was like, she went in and said, hi, I murdered this guy.
No. But a man was murdered and she admitted to murdering him. So
I gotcha. It has to be proven that she was...
in self-defense.
Okay.
Yeah. But here's what... So the girls on Morbid pointed this out. And I also just think this is weird. But how can someone... attorney come find a dead body in your house. He reports it. And then you have days to turn yourself in. Like, this was a murder.
Yeah.
Why were you not arrested immediately?
Yeah.
Why did the police not come to you?
I mean, things are different in Texas.
Yeah, apparently, because that's just crazy.
No, literally, that does not make sense. Like, there should have been if law enforcement was notified that there was a dead man buried in his backyard, they should have been at her door that day.
Quick.
Yeah.
Like, who the fuck knows what else she's gonna do?
Yeah.
I don't get it. But, I mean, those are the dates, so I don't know.
This is not that long ago. I'm surprised. I'm
Yeah.
very surprised.
Isn't
I keep
that
thinking
crazy?
we're in the 70s.
Yeah, no, 2003.
Yeah.
But it's February 24th, and somehow the trial started already. But that seems super quick to me, so I'm wondering if I just didn't pay attention in my research, and it's February 2004. Because how do you get a whole trial set up and all in, like, less than a month?
I don't know.
But regardless, February 24th.
Yeah.
She did plead not guilty to the murder of Jeffrey Wright by reason of self-defense. The prosecutor was Assistant District Attorney Kelly Siegler and Susan's defense attorney, Neil Davis. And they had extremely opposing views, as one might expect, because that's kind of like, how that goes. Mm-hmm. But Kelly believed that Susan had been a scheming wife who seduced her husband, tied him to the bed, and led him to believe that it was a sexual game or something. She suspected that Susan even poured the wax onto his body to elicit higher arousal, and then stabbed him before burying him in the backyard so that she could get his life insurance, which was $200,000. So it's a lot, but I don't actually think that's a lot for killing your husband. That's not the motive I would give. But I do think that setup is correct.
Yeah, okay. I see what you're saying. I mean, I kind of agree with that. And, like, the whole wax thing, too. I'm like, why would you do that post-mortem?
Right.
Like, that's definitely a game that's what I was trying to get at. That was a game that she played to, like,
get him going.
Maybe it was a type of, like, sadism or...
Yeah. I think that she was doing masochism.
Yeah.
I think she was doing a little sexual game with him and teasing him.
Yeah.
With a little wax play. Because it's a thing.
Yeah.
I'm not really quite sure how burning yourself feels good.
Yeah.
But
I'm sure...
Nonetheless, it's a thing.
Yeah.
But because of the region in which it is and is only... it leads me to believe it was an intentional wax pour.
Yeah.
But $200,000 is not a great amount of money for a motive for murder.
Yeah. I feel like the motive was, like, if her story is actually correct, where it was, like, built up anger. Because she mentioned that in the beginning, where it was a scheming. Oh, well, she said scheming.
Yeah.
But, like, scheming because maybe you are fed up with it, and then...
Yes. That's my thought.
Yeah.
I think it was a little of both. I think for sure she was done with her relationship. I think, well, let's save this to the end, actually.
Okay.
Let's talk about it at the end. I'll keep going.
Okay.
But I definitely already have an opinion, so it'll be interesting to see where yours is.
Okay.
So Neil, her defense attorney, believed that Susan had suffered mental and physical abuse for years, so she killed Jeffrey to protect herself and their children.
Okay.
Kelly Siegler really didn't believe a word that Susan had said or was saying during her testimony, and she thought that the tears were a tactic to make everyone feel bad for her, which is a tactic for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so here's the things that Susan claimed while she was on the witness stand. Scooter. One. When she had gotten pregnant, Jeffrey was not opposed to getting an abortion. When Susan worked at an orthodontist office, Jeffrey requested that she give him her money from her paycheck. Good luck.
Okay. I get what you're saying.
Yeah. He wanted
her
paycheck. Yes. Yeah. And then she also claimed that once her son was born, that Jeffrey called her things like a fat ass for gaining so much weight, and was getting angry at her for having postpartum depression, but wouldn't let her take medication for it. So he is a dickhead. I will just go out on the record, and
Yeah.
he's not great.
Yeah.
But murder's not the answer.
Yeah.
She also claimed that he wanted her to be a stay-at-home mom, but wouldn't let her leave more than an hour and a half. He basically said, you can go to the grocery store or you can go to your mom's, but for an hour and a half.
Okay, that's messed up.
It is. So, and she wanted to go to community college. He wouldn't let her enroll in classes because he was controlling. And when she went to go see the campus for herself, he claimed that she was a nasty whore and was cheating on him.
He sounds like quite a guy.
Mm-hmm. I do think he was an ass.
Yeah. I think that's safe to say.
Yeah. And I don't know if that had... No, I'm taking that back.
What were we going to say?
I don't know if it has something to do with the age gap, but no, he's still just an ass.
I feel like it's not a big enough age gap.
It's 9 years.
It's 9 years, but I feel like that's...
9 years when you're 20 and 29 is a kind of big age gap.
It does seem like a big...
But he's still an ass.
Yeah, he's
like, nothing takes that back.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah. So I do think that all of these things that she's saying are true. That she really did have a shitty, abusive relationship. I believe her.
Yeah.
But you cannot murder because you don't like the person.
Yeah.
That's not an acceptable time to kill a human.
I don't think any time.
Self-defense in the right moment is
fine.
Okay,
you're right. Okay. Fair.
But I don't believe this was self-defense, but I digress.
Okay.
But she said she was embarrassed and she didn't tell anyone in her life that these things were happening to her, which is
that's happened.
Very possible.
Yeah.
That is entirely
Yeah.
Like you are embarrassed because your relationship is controlling and blah blah blah. Like I that's possible. Well, on the witness stand, she admitted that she had gotten pregnant in 2000 and she miscarried after he kicked her in the stomach. So I'm telling you, big asshole here. Like,
yeah,
big asshole. But in 2001 was when she gave birth to Kaylee and then again suffered.
Kaylee, a girl?
I believe, yeah, I found 2 different names. I know Bradley, and then I found Kaylee in multiple websites and Kaden, I think, on one other one. So I think it's a boy and a girl.
Okay.
I love when research just is inconclusive.
Yeah.
Like I have to pick the one most said.
Yeah, exactly. 80% Kaylee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so after she had Kaylee, she again had postpartum depression, which he seems to be a dickbag about. So, and it did apparently just anger him further. And I don't know why that's angering people. It's uncontrolled. Like she's not asking for that. She doesn't want that either.
Yeah, exactly.
According to Susan, Jeffrey continued to abuse her emotionally and physically. She claimed that he threw bricks at her in the backyard on an occasion. And New Year's 2003, so right before all of this, yeah, he said, "Happy fucking New Year's, bitch. That will be your last."
Okay.
So you can see, I can see problems. I also can say he doesn't have a record of saying that.
True.
So if you want to claim a self-defense, you're gonna build up a self-defense excuse, like you need it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he didn't say it though.
Yeah. Okay.
So only a few weeks later would be that boxing incident that started the night off on a very wrong note. And so the article that I got these from was Texas Monthly. While she had said all of these things, quote unquote, there was almost no testimony for the jurors to corroborate with because there was no witnesses. No one had experiences with them.
I was going to ask if there's any sort of like case on, was he at the boxing thing? Where, like, what about him with work? Did they not mention that he didn't come into work for 2 days? Like, is there any sort of case on his side where, like, his friends stood up? Or, like, does he just not have friends? Does he?
I'll get to it.
Okay.
Yep. So, Literally right now, because Kelly Siegler had friends and coworkers of Jeffrey testify that he was a quote-unquote great guy and a guy who would do anything for you, a happy church-going family. So they had nothing but raving things to say. So it didn't help her side.
Didn't add anything. Yeah.
Nah. But that does not mean it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Because if you are in an abusive relationship, sometimes people don't know because you put out a very different persona to the public.
Yeah.
Behind closed doors, it can be different. You don't know. But according to court records, no one was able to corroborate what she was saying against him. So it's hard to say.
Okay.
But Siegler's cross-examination of Susan was brutal, and it brought up things that I don't think are relevant, such as her being a topless dancer in the past.
Oh, yeah. That's not really like...
It's not relevant, and she did it for such a short period of time, and even if she did, what the fuck are you proving with that? Like,
yeah.
So?
Like...
Her boobs were out. Great.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean much.
Yeah.
You know? And she also claimed that Susan was a sexual sadist that used the candle wax to tease her husband. So that's possible.
Yeah.
Based on location.
Yeah. I mean, we already said that we kind of think that could have been a thing.
Siegler also brought up the fact that it seemed almost impossible for Susan to manage to overtake Jeffrey, saying, quote, "You managed to stab a guy who outweighs you by 100 pounds.
I was going to ask how tall she is. Did you mention that?
I didn't find that.
Okay. But
if he was 6'2", I'm imagining he's plus 200 pounds at least.
Okay, yeah.
You know, on the upper.
She might be like
5. Let's put her 5'5" max, because most women are within that range.
Yeah.
And she's kind of skinny. So I'd put her maybe like 1.
She did have to use a what's it called?
A dolly?
Yeah. To move him.
Yeah.
So, okay.
She's not that big, muscular looking.
Yeah.
She's not I can't say strong because adrenaline does do crazy shit, but
yeah.
But she had said, Siegler was saying, that he outweighs you by 100 pounds and who is so much stronger than you. And when you stabbed him the 56th or the 89th or the 158th time, was your arm getting tired? And she's got a point.
Yeah.
Because
that's a good point. That is a very good point.
Yeah.
Like, you took your time. This was not a 2-minute self-defense thing. This was a drawn-out, multiple-hour thing.
193 times.
Well, think about it. If you do 1 stab per minute.
No, that's slow. But, like, even if you do 1... Yeah. You want to stab once and wait a minute?
Well, like, if you think average, because, like, she's going to get tired over time, so you're not going to
even if you do 1 stab every 10 seconds. Because that's a pretty decent, like, stab... Wait. 10 seconds is a big gap. So, yeah, 193 times
10 divided by. No, wait.
No, how do you math that? Math is hard.
Math is
Twice
so hard.
in a row.
93 times 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Times 60 because there's 60 seconds in a minute. That's that divided by 1. I don't know.
I don't know
Take
how
that
to
out.
math that. No, I'm going to keep that because last episode we already said math is hard. Listen, I don't know how to do that math.
I am not a math person.
What I'm saying is it wasn't quick.
Well, hold on. I want to see it at a minute. And then we can...
Okay. Is that going to help you? How are you going to do that math? It's the same math, just with the 60.
I don't know.
I don't either.
Dan, we need help.
Help. Maybe I'll put it on the screen here.
Help.
And if you're listening and not watching, I'm sorry. I don't know. Do it yourself.
Yeah.
So she also Siegler picked apart this fog mindset that Susan claimed to be in
which
after
is
the
a
murder.
good thing to bring up because that's... Okay,
it's one of your things, yeah. So she claimed, noting that the cleaning of the wall, the cutting of the carpet, the removing of the mattress, then she actually drove to the store to get topsoil to cover the body. That ain't kosher. So she's saying Susan defended it. Well, Siegler said that wasn't good. Susan defended it by saying that Jeffrey quote, Jeffrey would be mad at the house being dirty. And, quote, she used the soil to weigh him down in case he tried to get up.
She was during the time she was testifying?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not buying the weighing the soil.
I feel like if you're in a fog and, like, I don't know. I feel like you don't really remember those gruesome... gruesome. That's not really gruesome, but you don't remember those tiny details of... I don't know. Maybe you do. I've never been in that experience. And I don't know.
That's the thing. Like, I can't say one way or another.
Yeah.
Initially, I don't think that's what you would be like in a fogged state. I mean, I think she was very conscious of what she was doing at the time.
Yeah.
I don't think she was in a fog when she was killing him.
Yeah.
But we'll continue because I don't really know. I'm not a specialist. I can't say. So, Siegler did this very unusual thing in the courtroom. This is just crazy because she brought in the actual mattress, the bed and the bed frame.
Holy crap.
Into the courtroom.
Holy crap.
And she acted out. She literally got onto it with a coworker underneath her and, like, stabbed him. Like, not with a knife.
On the actual mattress?
Yeah.
Girl.
Yeah.
That is unsanitary.
Yeah, I know, like the actual blood-stained mattress. And
how did she get that out of freaking police custody?
I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, I guess if
evidence.
I guess, yeah.
But, like, you're just...
If it's in the courtroom, but you wouldn't...
Wouldn't you be I mean, maybe you're not, I don't know, destroying evidence, but it's weird. Because that's just not normal to be acting out the crime in the courthouse. Like, it's weird. Huh. But she did it, and I think that just that mental image for the jury, I think it was for the jury. I think she wanted to show
what happened.
She wanted to show the jury that this is no innocent self-defense thing. Because she was obviously trying to prove her side.
Yeah.
So, she said in her closing argument that Susan's story was, quote, an insult to your intelligence, and self-defense would have been once she got him tied up running out of the door for all she was worth with her babies, which we said that.
You would.
Yep.
You wouldn't.
Yeah, and she pointed at Susan and called her a red-handed, confirmed, documented liar, and she's a good liar, and she's a good actress, and don't you forget that for a minute.
Oh, girl.
She's attacking.
But
I'm with her.
I'm
waiting. I want
torn.
you to wait. Yeah, I know. And I want to discuss it with you in the end. But
I'm leaning more now. But
but is that just from a good defense attorney's?
It could be
not defense, a good prosecutor's angle, because
it could be.
You can sway things how you want.
Because we haven't really heard her defense lawyer say anything.
Yeah,
like
because it wasn't great.
Oh,
on March 3rd, 2004.
Well, I mean, he also is the one who reported it, so he also saw, like,
he knows she did it. Nobody's ever saying you didn't do it. He's just got to try to prove self-defense, which is a hard claim to prove with this information.
Yes. Yeah.
What are you supposed to say? I mean,
it would almost make her case better if she was like, I'm thinking of the wax now, where it would be like, okay, you say, we were getting freaky and we started doing this stuff, and then it turned sour. Like you don't, because you know that that's a lie. Like, it was purposefully spilled there. It didn't just drop. So, like, you were doing something. So if almost she played along with some of the stuff that the prosecutor was saying and be like, we were doing that together. And then it turned into a self-defense case.
You would need to play into the scenario. Yeah. Rather than say, hey, he raped me, got up, left the room, I stayed in the room, then he came back with a butcher's knife, and then I overtook him, got the knife from him, kicked him with my knee, and then stabbed him. Oh, tied him to the bed, then put my kid back to bed, then got another knife. Like, then I kept going. And then I tried to drag his body off the bed, but then I knocked the nightstand,
and the candle fell purposefully here. It's like nothing, it doesn't, some stuff adds up. Not all of it. So, like, pick what you, like, if she really wanted to go with self-defense.
Work that story, girl, but you didn't.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, and the prosecutor is going to clearly pick up on the fact that you didn't do all of that stuff. Not all of that stuff adds up.
Yeah.
So, like, if if she were to be like, yeah, and like go into it, that knocks down some of the prosecutors' like side.
Yes.
And then
they didn't argue against any of, well, maybe they did. I don't really have exactly like the back and forth here, but the jury deliberated on March 3rd, 2004. So I think it was February 2004. I do think it took the year. That does make the most sense.
Okay.
So because then in March, that definitely is how that went down. So there you go. But the jury deliberated for only 5.5 hours, which is not that. It's long. It's long. They had a conversation like you and I are doing for sure, where they're like, well, this kind of makes sense, but this doesn't make sense. But this does. This evidence shows this, and you just need to prove without a doubt that
but
she
honestly,
killed him.
Our podcast is probably going to be like an hour and a half. So really 5 hours is not that long.
It's not.
Because that would be add another 3.5 hours. Look, I can do math. And like, and then it's like, but it's for a specific actual case where you really need to talk about the nitty gritty. So that's really not that long to decide.
We're just discussing it and they're deciding somebody's life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like if we wanted to, we could probably discuss this case
for 5 hours.
For a very long time.
Exactly.
But she was guilty of the murder. Well, they decided she was guilty of the murder of Jeffrey Wright. And she was convicted of first-degree murder and sentenced to 25 years.
Not that. Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Not that long.
She's going to be out in, wait, math.
30. Well, that's not the end of the story, unfortunately.
That's not the end?
No.
Oh my God.
So then, November 24th, Brian Weiss, he was one of the city's criminal appellate attorneys, and he believed that the jury on the case had gotten it wrong. So he decided to work pro bono and filed appeals claiming that the court reenactment was more like a made-for-TV show skit, and that her defense during the trial, it was well-intentioned, but it was ultimately outmatched. That the lawyers were ultimately outmatched.
That sounds right.
Yeah, I agree. I do think that Kelly Siegler was a very well-known prosecutor. She even has a TV show, had a TV show, so she was a very well-known prosecutor, and she was just going up against people who just didn't have the same level of
so she probably could win a case just because.
Yeah.
Okay.
And definitely, like I said, like her whole thing for the jury, it was for the jury. It made a good show. It did make a good show.
Yeah.
And Brian pointed out that there was never any domestic violence experts to testify who could explain that Susan was suffering from battered women syndrome, which can happen to women who have been prolongedly abused and leads them to believe that the only way out is to kill their abuser. So,
and that's kind of, I didn't realize that was the term associated with it, but that's kind of what I was getting at, where it's like you have a serious mental health like disorder where, okay, so she felt like she needed to kill him. But then also where you have this fear, and I'm wondering if I were to look in the DSM, whatever, if it would be connected with this, where after you did kill them, if you truly believed and hallucinated, had delusions that they were still alive. Like, I wonder if those are connected.
To see. And because also most importantly is that a psychologist never evaluated Susan after the murder when she was in her quote-unquote fog state of mind.
Yeah.
And that was when she still believed that Jeffrey was alive and trying to kill her. And granted, because she hadn't reported it at that point, it'd be very hard to have a psychologist evaluate.
Like an accurate one?
Yeah, because you're going to be out of the fog when you report that you murdered him or whatever. But nothing of that ever happened. Mm-hmm. So he does have a point. Because her lawyers did fail her in that aspect.
Yeah.
But...
yeah. Because they could have even, like, said, like, okay, murder reason of insanity or something, or...
No, because reason of insanity, which I learned, because we always think... I learned what that truly means. And
okay.
So you have to... So reason of insanity we always think means, like, oh, I was having, I was in a like a bad state of
Mental
mind or
state,
something.
yeah.
But you can't just claim that if then you realize that what you did was wrong. You have to be literally
like you're
admissible into a psych ward because you don't realize that you did something wrong. So if you admit she went and said, hey,
okay, that makes sense.
I called my lawyer because I called him. Reason of insanity is
It's
out.
taken out.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense because she
Yeah.
came to terms and saying, oh,
Yeah.
I did this really
Yeah.
bad thing.
So she definitely did something bad. But
she
she
came to
has the mental capability to realize that what she did was bad.
Okay.
Reason of insanity, out.
Interesting.
Yeah. So self-defense was her best shot.
Okay.
But
that makes sense.
she didn't get that originally, and she didn't get it this time. In 2005, her conviction was upheld. But they didn't give up.
Oh my God, there's more?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
They reappealed in 2008 with a new with a new witness testimony.
Okay.
And so in 2009, the Texas Court of Criminal Appeals granted Susan a new sentencing hearing or sentence hearing, either or, whatever that's supposed to be, and determined counsel rendered ineffective assistance during the punishment phase of trial.
What means?
It would mean that her lawyers at the time were giving her ineffective assistance.
Okay.
Like, they didn't provide her all means necessary
To potentially win her case.
Correct.
Like, it was just bad-handed.
Yeah. So she
Does that
needed.
make sense? It was a bad hand.
It was. I don't want to say that her lawyers were bad. I think they were just not experienced enough lawyers
to handle
that scope of a case.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, I think that they were doing their personal best.
Okay. Makes
But
sense.
it still fell short for her.
Gotcha.
But in November 2010, so she did, after that, the appeal in 2008. So in 2010, her original sentence of 25 years was lessened to 20 years. And she was also made eligible for parole in 2014.
She back out on the streets?
Well, in June 4th, 2014, her parole was denied. In July 24th, 2018, her parole was denied.
Why? Does it say?
It didn't really give reasons, but it could be anything. Just she just
bad behavior.
I don't think she had bad behavior.
Oh.
So I don't really know, but it could be just like perhaps how she answered a question.
Oh, okay.
Or something. I don't know. I'm not saying that is, but I just.
It could be. Gotcha.
But July 2020, she was granted parole, and she will be under super intensive supervision until 2024.
She's out on the streets.
She needs to wear a GPS monitor.
Good, because if she comes out of Texas and she comes towards Connecticut and she starts
she ain't
looking
coming
for
after
us,
you, dear.
Oh my God.
But December 2020, she was released from prison. Yep. But she really just wants her privacy. Like, there's definitely been pictures of her where people, I think it was when she was released, and they were asking her questions. And she really didn't want to answer them. She just wanted her privacy. And I get it, but also, like, your case is interesting.
It is. And my question now is, like, what do you do? Like, you're out of... How do you begin your life?
I don't know, because your kids have not had any parents.
So her kids are what now? 2004, they were 4. So now it's 2021. They are 17?
Something around that.
Because 16 would be 2020. Right?
I hate math.
6, because 4 plus 6 would be 10. 10.
Yeah. Yes.
So 16, 17.
And then
the other one's a little younger.
Like,
probably 14, 13.
Yeah, but old enough to, like, know what the fuck is up.
Yeah, so what happened to their kids? Because now both the parents are...
I think that her parents took care of them. I think.
Oh my gosh.
Like, what the fuck?
Like, do you start, like, okay, can you get a job? Well, if they look up your record, they're going to be like, well, she was a murderer. She still is a murderer.
Yeah. I don't know. I also don't know what the terms of parole are, if you can get a job.
Yeah, are you on state aid now for the rest of your life? Or are you going to rekindle your life with your... Hey.
With your what?
With your... not your husband. Your,
like,
your children. Your parents, your family, your...
I don't know. And, like, I
just
don't I am for rehabilitation of prisoners.
100%. I am so for that.
And I do believe in second chances, but I don't know how I feel about her getting released so soon.
Exactly. So I'm like exactly what you just said. 100% for like getting people back on their feet, giving them skills when they're in like jails, like really helping them out. So once they get out, they can start a life and really like just mend themselves and do good things.
Yes.
I do not like knowing that murderers are back out on the streets.
True. But again, I always like, not always. No, not always. Some people don't get the benefit of, what's the saying? Benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
But some people do. And while she's a murderer, and I don't condone what she did, I don't think she's innocent by any means, I don't think she's just gonna go murdering people. I think this was a very specific.
You're right.
Moment.
It was if it wasn't a self-defense thing, it was definitely a rage kill. And like unless you build up rage like that for another person, which she probably learned skills now to not act out in that manner.
Or I am putting a lot of it on him. She did the murder, but he is not innocent.
Yeah.
I think
innocent. He is now dead.
Well, true, but I think is that he did abuse her. I do believe that. Yeah. He did have a part in abusing her, and I think that it built up in her. I think that she was being belittled for too long, over and over, and they weren't together for that long. Let's just make that clear. Like, their relationship was from 98 until 2003. That's not that long.
With 2 kids under the belt.
Kids. So I don't think she didn't have 20 years of abuse, and it was a dickhead, but he still didn't deserve to be murdered. And I don't think it was self-defense. I think it was, I snapped in rage.
I think you're right. Like, in the beginning,
I can see how self-defense in the beginning made sense. That's why I wanted to read it to you that way, because I wanted to set it up in such a way that you could see both sides. I very
much could see both sides for a very long time. And, like, I still understand. The thing is, not saying that you should ever cover up if you murder someone, but, like, it really could have been a self-defense case.
Not at 193 stabs.
Not at 193 stabs and very specific wax wounds.
Yes.
Dripping, I don't know.
And pubic region cuts are not self-defense. That's rage.
That's rage. Face cuts, I would say chest is rage. Or chest is self-defense.
Yes, I think rage.
Or even arms. Chest and arms. But legs.
I think he had some self-defense wounds. He did have, like, a couple of, like, a no kind of stop kind of wounds. Meaning, I don't know what that means, actually. It just means he was in self-defense mode at that point, actually. That's self-defense.
Yeah.
193 cuts is psycho.
Yeah. I think the fact that she didn't get her kids out of that.
She put him to bed, bloody.
Yeah.
That's disturbing to me.
That is disturbing. I, like, really wish that there was, like, information from... Like, did the parents come and see the kids when this was happening? Like, where is their friend and family group that, like, did you guys have anything to say? Like, did the kids mention anything to you? Did the, like, I don't know.
That, like, week in between?
Yeah, like, something.
I wonder if they just really didn't, I don't know what his excuse was or where their jobs were.
Maybe she was just so controlled that she didn't get to see friends or, an hour and a half at a time,
Because she was stay-at-home mom.
Oh.
So she wasn't leaving. But why, I'm not sure.
Why did he not?
Perhaps they called and she had said, like, oh, we're on. I don't have an answer for that one. I just can assume that she faked that until she made it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But this is a crazy case because
this is crazy.
Women murderers don't happen often. And while this is a woman murderer, she did just murder one person, so she's not...
So when you said woman murderer, I'll be completely honest. I thought we were going out like serial killer.
Yeah.
No. And then you started off with self-defense. I'm like, oh, well, see. And then
But
it was
even still,
self-defense
those don't
because the
happen
kid was child abuse. And I'm like, okay, well, see, Panda.
And I knew that.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
played it well.
Yeah.
Like, I really thought it was like,
Yeah.
I was like, Panda, no, come on. I just said compassionate, caring people. And, like, your kid gets punched in the face.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. But also, like,
no, I'm
when you
completely
realize
changed.
the sequence of events, that he came home from boxing class and then was playing around. He was, I do believe, I think in Morbid they did talk about, in his toxicology report, I do think that there was drugs.
It was probably, yeah.
And so I do think she's not wrong about that. Oh, in Morbid, I didn't find this in my research, but I think on Morbid they talked about a very specific, what was it? It was a drug that would have been taken to amplify something. Not a date rape drug, but like a similar thing. So even led more to she probably gave it to him to get him in the mood. Dropped a little wax on the sack.
Oh. Oh, she said it. He got a waxy sack.
That's so not appealing sounding.
Oh.
That sounds like such sensitive area to be pouring wax on.
Some people are into that stuff. I don't know.
Sounds like that would give you some serious, like, weltiness and ouch.
Ouch, for sure.
Ouch.
No.
But
Ow.
definitely if you bump like, just everything she said.
It doesn't make sense.
I think she said everything that happened. She just didn't say it in the way it happened.
She said everything that had happened. Happened. I don't really know where we got that from. But anyway, she said everything that had happened. However, she played a spin on all of it.
Yes.
Yeah,
that was a jail.
Yeah, that was a rage kill.
Yeah.
Like, now, at the end, yeah.
I think
the thing that's like, you didn't protect your kids, like,
you did not.
That was not self-defense if you as a mother did not protect your kids.
41 cuts to the face. That's a lot.
I don't even think a face could take 41
yeah,
cuts.
I know, right?
Where's there space
Lizzie
for that?
Borden, how many was that?
Took an axe and killed her mother with 87 whacks. I don't know.
Too many. But it was a lot, and he didn't have a face left, if you recall.
Yeah.
It was close to that, and that alone, and he didn't have a face left. So it definitely...
That's a lot.
Yeah.
I was going to act it out, but I'm not going to act it out.
23 to his neck. You don't have a neck left.
No.
46 to the chest.
I would
There's
think
your self-defense.
chest and neck cuts.
But
yeah.
I would still put chest at, like, maybe 15.
Yeah.
Because, like, you're dead.
Yeah.
22 to the abdomen. So, again, okay, chest and abdomen were splitting up. So we went...
So you have 68.
like, 19.
No, you have 80,
40.
90 something because of
40.
the neck as
Oh,
well.
yeah.
That's also
Yeah.
kind of...
Yeah, it's
The
all
neck
in
is
that
small.
general region.
Yeah.
19 to the legs. No reason to even fucking move to the legs if you were doing this in self-defense. 23 to the arms. I know some of those were self-defense and, like, don't hit
that
me.
makes sense.
We will upload onto our Instagram. There's a from the autopsy, a visual image of, like, all of the cuts on the body. Like, they have to draw them all out. So there's, like, the neutral body outlines and all of these fucking marks all over the body. 193 marks.
That's insane.
Insane. Oh, yeah. One to his back.
Which I was curious as how that happened.
Me too. So I'm thinking that she may have attacked him
first.
Yes. Because why would, like, if say he did actually rape her, right? And when he got up, she was just like, fuck you, and he went to his back kind of thing. Because why else would there be one on the back if he was laying on the bed?
So did it begin as a self-defense thing?
No, because if he's walking away, that's not self-defense. You can't just murder someone because they walked away from you after raping you.
Very fair point. That's literally the definition of not a self-defense case.
Yeah, to the back is not self-defense.
Yeah.
But
the threat is not there anymore. He is walking away from you.
Yeah.
I mean, he could be walking away from you to get a gun.
He
or
could
a knife,
be, but nothing was ever proven that actually that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, because if he had the knife, she wouldn't have had a knife.
Right.
That doesn't make sense.
I'm still... Because if he was just on the bed, a back stab wouldn't have happened. Because she tied him to the bed on the back.
Yeah.
Arm up, tied him to the bed, so he couldn't
She rolled
escape.
him over and got one in the back.
Yeah.
She's like, hey,
And
finish this off.
either that or there was one in the back in the end. Either or, it's not self-defense.
I feel like at the end of the rage, you're not just like, rage is like bam, 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 bam. It's not like a, oh, well, now I want to turn you over.
It's almost even past rage. 193 is almost more than rage.
Yeah.
It's like rage and then legit overkill. Like, overkill is a thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's so many. So many.
One single, she had hundreds everywhere else, but one single one to his back.
Yeah.
That just,
yeah, I don't know. I just think that she did it.
She definitely did it.
Well, I mean, she definitely did it. I think she did it on purpose. I don't think any of this is excusable. Was not at all self-defense. He was an asshole. He was an asshole.
Yeah.
But assholes alone don't deserve to get murdered. Assholes live forever, actually.
Assholes live forever.
Yes.
According to, and people, I got a new case.
Ooh, it's so cute.
For those of our YouTube and Facebook
viewers.
Viewers. Ooh,
yeah.
Good word. Not just listeners anymore. I got a new case because my old case was needing more stickers.
Falling off.
It was falling off.
Straight up.
And now I have a free
it's all
my
fresh and clean.
Yeah, yes. Anyway, that's totally not even relevant.
No, it's fine. That's what we do. But but yeah, so you're
that's
with me
crazy.
on it now. You think she
I'm with you on it now.
Okay. I'm curious to know what all of our listeners and our viewers think of this and please actually do write us like
email
a DM or something.
Yeah.
Like, I'm curious, am I alone on this? Because I think that she's a murderous bitch and he was a dickhead but still didn't deserve to get murdered.
Yeah. And I'm totally interested in seeing that too. And let us know if you had like one certain opinion in the beginning, changed in the middle, changed in the end. Like, what is your whole thought process on this entire thing? Because like, you saw me, and I mean, I wonder, did you too? Because we didn't get to see your progression of things, or were you pretty much set on the fact that it wasn't self-defense?
It was self-defense to me until the wax.
Right.
Because my wax doesn't spill in one spot. So as soon as I knew that there was wax there in one location, it turned to me from that to her being a little bit conniving.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But that's me.
Yeah, let us know what point it was for you guys, because I feel like we're all kind of going to have a point where it like stood out like as like, nope, this was the point where it turned for me, because I had that. Like,
yeah, it was kind of a bit into it for you.
It was.
And also just the poor fact that this man dug his own grave. I mean,
that's crazy.
I know.
Oh my gosh. That was the point where it changed for me, where I'm like, she planned this ish out. I was trying to remember. I was like, where did it change for me?
Yeah, when he had his own
hole. Grave. Yeah. She was like, oh, gotta take advantage of this.
That'll work perfect. Actually,
yeah.
You know what? Let me go get the dolly, and then hey, kids, don't look. I'm just gonna wheel your father down.
I wouldn't even know where to get a dolly.
And like, she actually,
did she purchase one?
I don't know, but she also went through all of the work to get the mattress out, the bed out, everything out. That's a lot of work.
No.
But she didn't really move it very far. She's not very good at whatever she was trying to do, because putting it in the backyard is not really worth it. I was going to say,
why also hide just in the backyard? Like, just leave him, like, in your freaking bedroom.
Just call 911 and say,
self-defense.
Well, actually, what are you going to fucking say? Oh, self-defense. She stabbed him 193 times.
Yeah. It, almost was like she waited.
So she could play the mind fog game.
And so she could figure out her story.
Yeah.
Like,
which,
I don't know.
I don't know. But
that's crazy. I'm so shocked that she's out, and
yes.
And because in 3 years she's going to be off parole. Right?
Yes, 2024.
She's going to be a free woman. Unless something else happens between now and then, because I actually
don't see that happening. Actually, because I do think this was a moment of, what's the word? It's not rage. A moment of.
I
don't know. A moment of inspiration. That's not the right word. But like, she meant this was her opportune moment, and she took it.
Oh,
yeah. So So how was
Wow.
I told you this was a crazy one.
Well, this
went all over the place.
Fits Prayers of Sinners.
Yes, actually.
It fits so well
good.
for both him and her. And
actually, we didn't finish the bottle, but it is good. But definitely didn't finish the bottle.
I feel like this was a pretty quick case, so
yeah,
we didn't have time to finish it. I like it though.
I do. It is very good. It's still.
I see what you mean now by the crisp.
Do you?
Yeah.
Is the crisp something else that I should be calling it, and I'm calling it crisp?
I just don't. I think why I was caught up on it is because I don't associate crisp with red.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
it's like Sauvignon Blanc crisp, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
You think? Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Those are crisp.
Yeah.
That's not the same flavor profile by any means, but the feel is similar.
The fruit forward flavors with the very. Okay, I see what you're saying now with tart.
Can I say that we said it's not that dry, but I think we've just forgot what dry is, because if you take a sip, your mouth waters, which is dry when it's dry.
Oh.
I think we just don't remember what dry is because that's all we drink anymore. And I like that feeling.
We're going to have a new red wine drinker try this as their second wine in and be like,
what the fuck?
This is so dry. They
so
have
gross.
terrible advice. What the
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think it's a very fruity red wine.
Yeah. I think I actually think there might be better red wines to start off on if you do want to start, because I think this one is a little. I think Crush is probably Apothic Crush might be one of the best ones to start off on because it is so sweet. It's caramely. But notice how much your mouth will water in a second.
Oh.
It's really dry. I forgot that's what happens.
We don't give good wine advice. No. I don't even know why we're doing a wine and crime and chilled and killed and blah, blah, blah.
I don't know. Because we like to drink wine. I don't know why we thought we could talk about it.
We started giving descriptions of this just as a justification towards our wanting to drink the wine while we read about murders.
Yeah.
That's healthy.
That's it. Yeah. Do we have a problem? No.
No.
No, not us.
Nope. No. None. No problems. On that note, thank you so much for listening this week. Be sure to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Just search Chilled and Killed. We are on YouTube now too. So
YouTube.
Yeah.
But Facebook has our video uploaded too. So if you're
Facebook and YouTube,
check either of those out.
Yeah. You'll get good laughs.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes.
So if you love this podcast, please go rate us on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen.
Please.
And yes, because it helps. Also, feel free to send us an email with any questions, comments, or requests at ChilledAndKilledPodcast@gmail.com. And we will be back next time. Until then, bye!
5 years of them being married, she had endured his set. Try. Fuck. Oh no. Okay. So it was now 2004 February. Is it? When did she kill him?
I think you said 2003. January 13th.
But is that 2003?
Was that a Friday Was that a Friday the 13th?
January 13th, 2003. Thank you for paying attention, and I don't even know. Because then I thought we were somehow in a whole new year. But it was February 24th. That's really quick. The trial started.
Oh, yeah. What's your thing?
1129.
I'm just for shits and giggles.
Wrong. Calendar?
Yeah.
Just pull down and type calendar. Not all the way down. Little down. Little down. From the middle of the screen.
Fuck.
From the middle of the screen.
Okay. 2003.
We're going back.
We are 13th. Oh, it was a Monday.
She killed him on a Monday?
Yeah, I really kind of wanted it to be a Friday.
Like the end of a work week, and you're like,
Yeah.
I'm fucking done with this.
Yeah.
But no.
And just Friday the 13th.
Oh.
Yeah.
Why didn't I think of that?
Because I don't...
But, no, Monday. But now it's February 24th. I forgot again. My goodness. Yes.
And and also feel free to send us an email at chilledandkilled.com, at chilledandkilled@gmail, and blah blah blah.
That's not our email.
I'm gonna look at the screen and read because math. Anyway. What was that ending?
I don't know. I fucking love it. Our chilledandkilled at Gmail. Nope. Chilledandkilled at Gmail. Nope.
chilledandkilled.com at gmail.
Nope.
.com.